There's supposed to be a clicker up here. Oh, here it is. Thank you. Thank you so much for including me in your district conference. Thanks to Brett, and I want to thank Anita and Dave Bryant for being my aides and getting me to the right place at the right time. Everybody hear me okay? Okay. First thing I want to do, I want everybody to stand up and turn around 3 times and then sit down. We're not going to do the hokey pokey, but we are going to get you up off your chairs for a little bit and just get you moving. When you've done 3 turns around, please have a seat. So I'm here representing Stephanie Urchik. Stephanie is around the world. I'm not sure where she is today, but she is doing an amazing job on her Magic of Rotary trip. And I'm going to take you on a little Magic of Rotary trip, if I can take you to my Rotary journey. You heard from Stephanie on the video this morning, and she wishes you well on this district conference and as you go through your Rotary years. I'm going to reflect back on some of my Rotary years, and I will tell you, I'll put a little plug in. I'm the Endowment Major Gifts Advisor for the Rotary Foundation for Zones 26, and that's 16 districts in the greater southwest part of the United States. So if you want to know more about that, I have brochures and I can tell you more about that, but today I'm going to tell you a little bit about my travel. This first stop is in Kenya. This is a village of Takanga, which is not too far from Mombasa. And we were there, actually this was back in 2007, before the global grants came in. This was matching grants days. I don't know if you know why those women are carrying those yellow buckets on their heads. Anybody know? Water, absolutely right. So what happens every day in many of these villages, the ladies and their daughters have to go get the daily water supply from whatever local water source there is. Sometimes this water is safe, sometimes it's not. We were there to dedicate a well, and the women in this village are delighted to have us there and delighted to have this water source there, because that means that they don't have to make the daily trek to get water, and their daughters can go to school. This is the dedication of the well. These are Rotarians out of the Rotary Club of Mombasa who are pumping for the first time safe, clean, drinkable water. And it was an amazing celebration to be there and be part of it. Our next stop is going to be in Guayaquil, Ecuador. Guayaquil is the largest city of Ecuador. It's a harbor, it's very industrial. And this is an island in the harbor called Isla Trinitaria, Trinity Island. Sounds like a holy place, but it's a very unholy place. The children that are in this program and the school, it's a Catholic charity school with Padre Simon running the school, are in a refuge from the abuse that they have been involved in their families and in that community. So we put in something called mechanical cows. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but they're made in India. They take soy beans, actually, every day, and they run them through this mechanical cow, and it makes soy milk. We go to the market and buy cartons of soy milk and don't think anything about it. But for these kids, they get a cup every morning and a cup every night, 8 ounces each time, and that gives them enough protein for the day to build strong muscles, bones, brain cells, that sort of thing. So these children are protected by Padre Simon, and they're also protected by Rotarians who have sacrificed to put these mechanical cows in their school. This is one of my favorite stops, and this will be the stop where I got to meet Brett Herbeck back in 2017. We were both on a NID, a National Immunization Day trip to India, If you've ever been to India, it is a miracle that we have eradicated polio in India. It is, the humanity is unbelievable there. So these are the 2 drops put in a child's mouth. This is the team I went out on. We all went out on different teams. We worked with the World Health Organization, who helps underwrite the funding for polio eradication. And India is polio-free. When we were there, it was actually polio-free, but it will only stay that way because there are these immunization days that keep administering the drops to children while they're there. So at that time, this is me actually giving drops to a baby. The mother's watching and an older sister's there keeping track of things. And the local Rotarians in this picture helped find the families and the homes and the villages where we went to and where we administered these drops. We had a crew of probably 20 people that were there, led by a past district governor from, he was originally from India. His name was Anil Garg, and he now lives in California. He lives in the Santa Barbara area. So I got to meet some wonderful people, and, including Brett, and we've remained friends through the years. I think Ron Napier is here. Ron, are you still here? Yep, Ron. Ron, do you remember this? Yes. Who's this?
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates. Where is it, Ron?
San Diego.
San Diego. This is when Bill Gates came to the International Assembly, and Ron and I are classmates. We were both district governors in 2009 and 10, and this is the first time Bill Gates came to the International Assembly and pledged to match every dollar that Rotary donated 2 to 1. So every year we come up with $50 million, and he matches it with $100 million. And he's pledged to do that, I think, through 2027 is what I've heard. So as long as we can get that match going, it's quite really talking about leveraging your money. That's a great investment to eradicate polio. So this was his first. Bill's aged a bit since this picture, but I remember this so well. I mean, he was like a rock star coming to the International Assembly. And we are still this close. We still have 2 endemic countries, Pakistan, Afghanistan. Very tough there because it's hard to get first of all, no Westerners would go into those countries. It's not safe. But even their own World Health Organization people are reluctant to go in there sometimes because of the Taliban takeover in Afghanistan and the unrest that happens in Pakistan. But we are going to wipe it out. It's just a matter of time. It will be wiped out. This is a little time travel back in 1917 at the Rotary Convention in Atlanta. It was one of the very first conventions. They didn't have conventions in the early days. And then they decided they'd get all the Rotary clubs and then districts together and have a convention. So at this Rotary convention in 1917, the president of Rotary, a guy named Arch Klump, started the Rotary Foundation. And after probably 30 years, there was not much happened with the Rotary Foundation. In 1947, Paul Harris, somebody was related to Paul Harris in here, he said. Yeah, Paul Harris passed away, and he was a world leader at that time. I mean, Rotary was a rising star in the nonprofit, non-governmental world. And there was a huge outpouring of grief and donations in the name of Paul Harris. That's how we got the Paul Harris Fellow. We had a bunch of young men who went on scholarships. They were called Paul Harris Fellows. We called them ambassadorial scholars later. But the foundation grew and began to be an important part of what's happening in the world. This is Arch Klump. He now is got the highest level of major donor level is named after Arch Klump. It's called the Arch Klump Society. But these were his words in 1917. He was from Cincinnati, and he sort of ran the foundation out of his office in Cincinnati, and it didn't really thrive until 1947, and then it took off. In 1917, the big donation was $26.50 from the Rotary Club of Kansas City. Does anybody know what the first project of the Rotary Foundation was? Somebody, I heard somebody say it. It's a men's room in downtown Chicago. So we were into latrines and clean water and sanitation way back then. But today, in 1965, we began what we called humanitarian grants, matching grants, if some of you remember back then. And they were small, sort of, sometimes insignificant amounts of money. But in 2013, we went through what was known as the Future Vision Pilot from 2010 to 2013, and we came up with the new grant model. Now we have global grants, which are up minimum size of $30,000, and district grants, and I know some of your clubs are involved in district grants, and I know Brett's got some plans for a global grant as well. These are really sustainable long-range investments in making a difference. We now have programs of scale where they take a whole country, like they have malaria-free Zambia and wiped out cancer in Egypt, a type of cancer in Egypt. So the next one is in India, and it's to do with irrigation and growing food for India. So these are major scales, and one of the things that the trustees are promoting is the building of the endowment fund, which I work with, and building it up to $2.025 billion by 2025. Well, guess what? This is 2025, so we better get working. But we are really, I mean, literally, we talk about being this close in polio. We are this close also in getting to that $2.025 billion. When we get there, and after the money's invested, that money will generate up to $50 million a year. And it goes right back to the clubs, right back to the districts that gave that money. So it's a great investment. As it says, we are people of action, and Rotary makes a difference in the lives of so many at the local level and at the international level. And I was reading some of Stephanie's guides for people like me, presidents, reps, and her magic of Rotary happens at the club level. So what you do in your Rotary clubs, and we just saw amazing people up here getting awards for what they do at the club level. So she rewards you for that and commends you for what you've done in this district. It's been an amazing year, and my comments and commendations to all of you and to Brett for his good works during this year. I know it's been, my year as governor was one of the highlights of my life. So I thank you for letting me come and be part of this, and thank you for all you do in Rotary District 7570. Thank you.